Sometimes filming on spring break means filming in your bedroom to hide from the kids. So yesterday we talked about lettering practice journals, but what are you going to do for practice? I mean, download worksheets, hint, hint, or whatnot, but sometimes coming up with that idea of what to write when you're practicing to break up what can sometimes be a monotonous practice, that can be hard to come up with. So I thought today I'd give you 30 different ideas on what to write when you're practicing. And the first idea is the most simple and obvious idea, because I can't do this without mentioning it, is writing the alphabet, upper and lower case. Probably the most boring of practice things to write. However, it is also the most important thing to practice writing, because those letters are what build the lettering that you do. So there you go. You could practice writing your name over and over again. After all, it is the name you have the most familiarity with. If you have kids, practice writing their names. If you have a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a significant other of some gender or non-gender, write their name over and over again, You could write the name of your bitch-eating crackers. That person that irritates the shit out of you. Even if what they're doing isn't that big of a deal, it still irritates the shit out of you. And I know you have one, because we all have one. You can write their name over and over again. Maybe get it out of your system. Something I love when I'm practicing lettering is journaling. That I will take my journal and I will take a pen that I letter with, and while I'm journaling, practice lettering as I'm writing. It means my journaling takes longer, so I don't necessarily journal as much, but I journal the things I'm thinking about, and that way when I look back on it, even if I was having maybe a bad day, I'll have some lettering to look at, and that makes things a little bit better. And on that same note, you could journal a stream of consciousness, which is actually something I do on the regular, where I just start writing whatever words come into my head, and a lot of the times it turns into some very strange mixture of inappropriate dirty words and like mundane words. And looking back on it, part of me is like, what was that? But stream of consciousness can sometimes be very zen and take you out of the mindset of practicing and just into the mindset of putting things on paper. And while you're doing it, get the hang of some brush strokes or other letter forms. You could practice writing down all of the holidays you celebrate. So you're practicing all the different names of the holidays in lettering, so that one day when you have to write them in your planner, you've already got the practice. It's freaking genius. You could also make a list of things that you generally do throughout the week or the month, whether it's sports practice or meetings or grocery shopping or cleaning or sleeping in or farting around or whatever you do. Whatever the things are that are like normal in your planner or in your day-to-day life, practice writing those, so that way when you're in your planner or you're doing other journaling, you've got those phrases down pat because you practiced them. Sometimes when you are practicing, lettering on things that you were writing anyway can be really helpful. You've got things like your grocery list or your meal plan or your to-do list or the things you need to clean that day. If you're doing spring cleaning, why don't you letter a beautiful spring cleaning list so when you check things off, it feels extra fancy, assuming you actually check them off. That might be a fallacy in my house, but that's a different video. Someone who loves like KonMariing things, or at the very least like knowing kind of what you have around your house so that you don't buy things you already have. Doing different inventory lists. You could inventory your clothes, you could inventory your shoes, you could inventory your books, you could inventory your movies, you could inventory your pantry, like before you meal plan. That's what I do sometimes, is to know what I have in there, so when I plan my food, I'm not spending money buying my 45th packet of ranch dressing mix because I forgot that I had another 44 in there. That doesn't happen to me ever. And if you're really brave, you could inventory your planner supplies. You could make a list of your favorite names or your favorite songs, your favorite movies, your favorite books, your favorite like TV or Netflix shows, your favorite YouTubers, hint, hint. And as I said that, my lighting just went all weird, so maybe that's my, camera saying, hey, yeah, you really want to write down your favorite YouTubers. Once you move beyond like basic practicing, especially practicing these can also help you get the hang of like putting sentences together, not just making lists. And that would be song lyrics or poems. Putting down lyrics or poetry will help you start to really understand not just the way that a word comes together, but the way a phrase comes together as visual art. And that in and of itself is something that comes with more and more practice and more learning, and we will continue to talk about these things as time goes on this channel. But I would suggest that you dip your toes into the water of that. So there you have it. That was 30 prompts of things that you can use to get your practicing going. So my suggestion to you is every day, take one of those prompts and spend 10 minutes lettering and practicing them and see what happens. Give yourself 30 days taking one of those prompts each day, and I'm holding you to writing down your favorite YouTubers. But do those prompts over 30 days and take a look at what your handwriting or your lettering looks like at the end of that 30 days. Take a look at it after the end of a week, and you'll start seeing what practicing can actually do for you. Trust me when I tell you that it is necessary to get better at anything. And you know, sometimes you just have to mix up what you're doing so that it doesn't turn into this mindless writing the alphabet over and over again until you want to throw your notebook out the window, stomp on it, and then see if you can get a neighborhood dog to take a leak on it. Not that I've ever done that before. So let me know what you're going to be doing. What's going to be your prompt? What's the thing that you're going to be doing today to practice lettering? Let me know down in the comments because I'd really like to hear about it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you next time.